The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry brought together policymakers, economists, business leaders, and industry stakeholders at its 2026 Media Economic Review and Outlook Conference to assess the state of Nigeria's economy and discuss the road ahead. Speaking on Nigeria's economic scorecard, one of the speakers noted that domestic investment is the major driver of the economy and stressed that it must be encouraged if Nigeria is to achieve sustainable economic growth.
Domestic investment is actually what is driving this economy, even though we don't speak about them. So investments are either foreign or domestic. All of these buildings in VI, all these things going on in Lekki and Co., they are a result of local domestic investment. Nigerians reinvesting their money in their own country. And that's what we must continue to encourage, because the flip side is that people will make money and start to look for, I want to buy a house in London, buy a house, which a lot of our people do. We must honestly discourage that, because they don't bring their money cheaply to our country. And in fact, all over Africa, foreign investment is falling. Okay, especially the type that we used to be conversant with coming from the Western countries is falling. So Africa must save itself. Nigeria must save herself. Nigerians must save Nigeria. So we must notice the fact that I'm of the opinion that we have to show more respect to domestic investment. We have to show more, show that we really appreciate them.
Speaking on industrial policy, manufacturing, and competitiveness, another speaker emphasized the need for the private sector to build its competitive momentum through increased investment, improved productivity, and innovation.
And for any country to make progress, we need to improve on the performance of the manufacturing sector. And in order to improve the performance, the sector must be competitive, so that the sector can compete domestically, it can compete regionally, and it can compete globally. So that is the only way we can have a robust manufacturing sector. That is the only way we can accelerate industrialization. So the conversation was around those things that we need to do to ensure the competitiveness. The private sector has a role, and the government has a role.
The president of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Engineer Leye Kupoluyi, said the government's reforms are aimed at addressing these challenges facing small and medium-sized enterprises, including access to finance, credits, and raw materials, while creating opportunities for value addition and business growth.
Let's look at the aim. What are the aim of this reform? The aim is that they really want to put into consideration those challenges that SME are having over the years. And let's give them some time and see how SME will benefit. We know what is the problem of SME or their challenges, which is part of access to finance, access to credit, and access to even raw material for therefore they need some sort of relief. And some of the policies of federal government now that most of our primary product should have added value. It is now for us to have a policy, not just a policy, to make finance available for SME to be able to scale up and be able to take advantage of some of these policies. If the policies are there and the SME cannot have access, they cannot access the advantage of those policies, then back to square one.
The conference forms part of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry's ongoing efforts to provide policy recommendations and foster dialogue on Nigeria's economic development. From Lagos, Faith Oyewole, Rapid TV News.